Right, folks, and welcome to episode number 30 of Explode Your Coaching Business Show. And today is an impromptu episode. Now, why am I doing this today? Well, first of all, recently something happened in my business, and talking with a lot of clients, that really pissed me off. In particular, talking to people that have no clue about what they're doing and actually pretend that they are the new gurus. They pretend they are the new messiahs. Now, I've not been around long in this industry. I've been around only in 6 years. And in 6 years, I've been doing quite a lot of things. I've been sharing the stage with Les Brown, Gary Vee, Simon Sinek, John C. Maxwell, being at the House of Parliament and all that. But I see that a lot of people are starting out immediately, and they are very disillusioned about the life of a speaker, the life of a coach, and the reality of the first years of when they're starting in their industry. So what I want to do in this episode, I just want to be honest with everyone. I want to tell all the lies that in the personal development industry are kings and queens. And personally, I found 10 lies, and these are the lies that really can get people into the ground, and it can get people to not keep going on their dreams, and they can get people to stop speaking, and actually can get people to start the wrong businesses, and can really put a bad name in our industry. And I do this because I want people to be aware. I want people to be aware of what's going to happen. So let's start immediately with the first lie. Let's start immediately with the first of the 10 lies. One, it's easy to make money as a speaker. That's one of the biggest lies that I've ever heard. Well, let me tell you the truth. Well, first of all, some of you might be thinking, well, actually, it can be pretty easy. I've met people that started making money after 6 months. Well, first of all, how good were they as speakers? Number one. Were they just winging it there, or were they really, really, really good on stage? So that's number one. Two, what kind of things have they achieved before? Because the speaking industry is very particular. Now, people think that they can just go a 2 days training on NLP and coaching, and they are, oh my god, the new enlightened warriors that are put on this planet in order to spread peace and spread love and make a lot of money while doing so. Well, the reality is that a lot of people actually, they've not done much with their lives, and what they're doing, they're finding in the personal development industry just a way to escape. Why? Because they don't want to think about their own lives, and so they think that about helping other people they feel much better. And I have so many examples of this that you cannot even imagine. Now, in order to make money in this industry, yes, it's possible, and it's great, and it's very fulfilling. But first of all, if you want to make money as a speaker, you need to be a great speaker. Please have the decency to invest in your craft. Please have the decency to become a good speaker. Please have the decency to take time and practice. Because I find so many people, I go to a lot of events and I train hundreds of speakers a year, and they say, I'm a great speaker, come to my event. And I go to their event and, oh my god, I'm cutting my wrist, I want to go home, my butt is hurting on my chair, and all I want to do is to scream and say, shut the f*** up, please. So, please, if you say that you are a great speaker, make sure that you're not the only one who says that, apart from your mom and your sister and your boyfriend or girlfriend. Invest in your training and spend time. Now, of course, you gotta start where you gotta start. It is not, when I started as a speaker, I wasn't that good. When I started as a speaker, I was pretty average, and average down to the rubbish one. And I started running events. But before saying I am a great speaker, look at me and come to my events, I actually made sure that I was building myself in a meanwhile. And it was more about the other people that I was presenting to my events while I was learning the craft. So, first of all, it's easy to learn money as a speaker. First of all, you need to be a great speaker, and you need to learn how to sell from stage, and you need to deliver a great value to your audience. Now, delivering great value doesn't mean just saying something that you've read in a book. Why? Because those people, I've heard this before. What people want is not only a captivating story. What people want is an experience that can change your life. In fact, I'm challenging every speaker to not just speak, but to create experiences for their audiences, to create experiences that are going to really be able to take not just intellectually someone from one place to the other, but also physically, but also getting them to do the things that you want them to do. Otherwise, personally, if people come to me and they say, oh, your story was really inspiring, I failed. Why? Because it's not about me, it's about them. And I hope that makes sense. Then the second lie is you can coach anyone. Oh my days. Now, I've been to a lot of courses, and this is why actually the coaching schools make their money, because they tell people, oh, you have this great gift. You were born to coach. You were born to make an impact in the world. Are you that kind of people that gives always advice and they use the wisest one in your group, and sometimes are you the quirkiest one in your group? Yes, you were born to be a life coach. Now remember one thing. Life coaching doesn't pay. Life coaching is a skill. Life coaching is a great skill. It's a skill that everyone must have. But life coaching just alone life coaching, the art of asking question, yes, will make a difference, but will make a very small difference. So to say that you actually can come out from a course and then you can actually go out and coach everyone. Yes, you can go in corporate and coach corporate where you didn't have a corporate background. You can go and coach sportmen when you never run a mile in your life. Well, yes, you can go and coach speakers when you never spoke on stage in your life. Do you get what I mean? So it's not that you can coach everyone. Please, if you are coaching everyone, please stop. And think about one thing. Coming from your personal experience, who are the people that you can really coach? Maybe someone that have followed a same path or a very similar path that you have followed. Why? Because then you can understand them, then you can empathize with them. You not just can question, someone comes to you and say, oh, how can I attract more clients in my business? And then you say, yeah, what do you think? What will be the best way? I'm coming to you and I'm asking you, just give me some solutions, right? So, yes, I think that the coaching skill is really important, but the only indirect coaching has a very limited use. And people that just use indirect coaching, I never met anyone just using that hasn't really already a big following or big background that actually is making money from that. So please do not coach anyone, because the reality is you're creating more damage than good. Let's go on number 3. Number 3 is make money overnight. Oh my god, yeah, make money overnight. This is great. When you go to these courses and they tell you, oh yeah, you sign up to my course and then you will make money overnight. Well, the reality is that yes, it's possible to make money overnight, and I made money overnight. Now, to make money overnight, it took me probably about 5 years of work in sales and marketing to make sure that I was making that money. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make that money overnight in few days. I'm not saying that you can make that money overnight in few months, because if someone comes in your business, set up all the systems with you, then that's great, and then it's possible. But the fact is that going to be sustainable? Because the people that want to make money overnight are just the people that are in this industry only for the money, and they need the money to live. This is really important. They're just doing it for the clients and becomes an exchange in business, but actually what they are desperately need in order to make money is for that client to sign up with them. Otherwise, they're not going to pay their rent or their bill. And honestly, I've been there. I've been one of these people that have done it, and as soon as I realized it, I actually made a change. I actually decided to get back into employment and build my business in a sustainable way so that I could have at the center of my attention my clients and not the gas bill that I had to pay. So when you're looking at making money overnight, please scrap that and keep focused on how can I support my clients for the next 5 to 10 years. Because I think that people that go into this industry is not a short-term choice. You're making a long commitment to the life of your client. This is what I love to see, and these are the people that I respect the most. I remember someone like Tim Ferriss. I was listening to one of his podcasts. God bless Tim Ferriss, and he was saying something along the line of, if someone, this is the way he choose people that is going to businesses where he's going to invest. As you might know, Tim Ferriss is an investor. This is how he chooses the people. He asks them, would you keep doing what you're doing if you were not paid a dime for the next 10 years? So would you keep doing what you're doing if you were not paid a dime for the next 10 years? If the answer is yes, it's more likely that he's going to invest in that company. Why? Because people are moved by passion. People are moved by solving the problem which is making them so passionate. They are less thinking about paying their bills or making this a big business and then sell it. So instead of saying focus on how can I make money overnight, say actually how can I create a sustainable business that will make a long-lasting impact in my client's life. And let me guarantee you, you will have a very good business. Why? Because people will respect you. People will look at you and say, actually this guy is doing things differently. It's not just someone that is coming out of the blue from nowhere and you say, you know what? I've been to a weekend course, I can change your life. Ha! Pile of rubbish. Alright, now let's go on number 4, which is courses. Courses are not a winning lottery ticket. Alright, this is I've been to by now thousands of seminars and speaking in more than 500 courses and gigs right now. And what I've experienced in these gigs is that a lot of people are there desperate, and they feel that they want to buy because they feel the buzz that they're going to find something that is going to change their life, where they might have spent hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars few months before in enrolling in another program that they haven't even started yet, or they have started and they didn't find results within a week and then they quit and then they found the next thing. So first of all, don't come from a place of desperation. Never, never, never buy a course from a place of desperation. Buy a course because you want it. Buy a course because you think that this course is going to be the one that is going to move you forward, but do the work. Because the course, what we can teach you at the course is how to be a great speaker, how to be a great trainer. People come to our Explode Your Coaching Business Weekend and we put all their business plan and all the business in place so they can create a profitable business. But if they don't do the day-to-day operation, if they don't sit down and record their videos, if they don't sit down and record their podcast, if they don't sit down and write their blog posts, if they don't sit down and have conversation with their clients, if they don't start running events, nothing is really going to happen. So make sure that you don't fall into the trap of buying the next course, buying the next course, buying the next course. Use what you've done so far. Use what you've done so far, and then if you think actually what I've done so far is not in alignment with where I want to go now, yes, buy the next course. But otherwise, if you already invest in a course on selling, don't buy another course on selling. Use what you've bloody learned on that course on selling, please. Thank you, I appreciate it. Then we are going, you can see I'm a bit passionate about this. And then we are going on number 5. Number 5 is something that I think is half a true and half a lie, and I will explain you why. Number 5 is cut the bridges. You will find a way. Cut all the bridges. Cut the bridges with your family. Cut the bridges with your friends. Resign from your job. Change your girlfriend. Change your boyfriend, and then you can start anew. Now, some people can react well to that. Like, for example, I cut all the bridges, and I'm the kind of person that if I have nothing to lose, I perform well. So if you are that kind of person that performs well cutting all the bridges, not having that sense of security around you, and because you lack that sense of security, then you are more likely to create and recreate that sense of security around you by giving all that you have, then do that. Cut the bridges. It's fine. But knowing yourself, if you're not that kind of person that actually would work well cutting all the bridges, please stop. Don't do that. You don't need to cut all the bridges. For example, I know a lot of people that are starting businesses and they keep working for 3-4 years in their full-time job while they're building the business. And at the same time, what they're doing, they're even smarter because they are paying other people that are even better than them rather than doing everything by themselves because they don't have the money. Now, I fell into the trap of doing everything by myself, to not having a job, just having a job that would allow me to pay the basic expenses and build the website myself, become a graphic designer, start editing the videos, start editing the podcast, and do everything by myself. And there is a positive negative on that. Well, we are looking at the positive, and the positive of this is that I know from the inside out my business. Something happened, I can run my business with my eyes closed. Negative of that, it took me about 6 years actually to reach the business in a way which is actually sustainable and is profitable, and is more than 6 figures, and we are going to more than 200,000 pounds. But this is, I could have done it much faster with the help of other people and with cash. Because remember, if you have cash in a business, the business is going to be much more profitable. The business is going to be much more sustainable. While if you're constantly struggling from this lack of cash because you have cut all the bridges and you have nothing, you're always doing the best you can with the free resources that you have. You cannot really invest in anything, and that is going to stop you and is going to limit you massively. So make sure, if you're not that kind of person that is motivated by cutting all the bridges, don't cut the bloody bridges. Thank you, appreciate it. Now we are number 6 of 10. I hope you're enjoying this because I'm having a blast, guys. I wanted to share those things in a podcast from ages. Now let's look at number 6. A mentor will make you successful. Yes, you, my friend, you need to have a mentor. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the microphone right now, but yes, I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at the microphone, but I'm talking to you. You will be successful because you have a mentor, right? Now, I think that a lot of people think the mentor is going to do the hard work for them. That's why they keep investing in mentors after mentors after mentors after mentors, and their life is still the same. Now, as I said, I've been to more than 500 seminars by now, and I've been to thousands of seminars, and I've been doing more than 500 seminars myself as a speaker. I see a lot of people in the audience that are always the same, always the same, always the same. And after years, and I'm asking them, how much has your life changed? And they say, I'm still working on it. I'm still in transition. I feel I'm getting ready. The universe is aligning right now. What a pile of horse crap, right? You got to start doing the work. If you feel that your life is not moving forward, at least a step, at least half a step, after 1 seminar or 2 seminars, you're doing something wrong. Something that I've done always, and I pride myself of this, is that as soon as I learn something, I practice it. As soon as I learn something, I make sure I create even 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if it takes me 2 hours of time to learn it. Before, I was reading a book a week. Now, I'm reading a book a month. But I make sure that it will take me 3 days to read that book. Actually, I use Audible because I hate reading and I love to listen. And then I'm spending all the rest of the months implementing what I've learned from that book. Why? Because otherwise it will be pointless to keep reading and having my life at the same time, and my brain is full of stuff. Oh, good job, Simone. I'm really proud of you. So make sure that when you hire someone, keep doing the work and schedule time daily to craft the skills that you need to build in yourself, because it will take time at the beginning. If you need to learn how to do a podcast, it will take time. I was doing 2 interviews last day, and both of these interviews, they crashed and they didn't record, so I wasted about 3 hours of my life there and other hours of the guests that I was interviewing. Now, I spent other 2 hours figuring out the best way where I could record a podcast in a way that would never happen again. And it took me time. Now, it took me 2 hours to learn. Now, next time is going to take me 3 minutes to set it all up. Why? Because I went through the learning process and it's something that I needed to learn. Okay, so make sure that you do the bloody work. I think we are on the same page. Now, this number 7. Oh, this one. I have a diploma, therefore I am a life coach. Yes, I've been at the 2 days of the coaching academy. I've been working with the ICF. I've been on an online training where in the webinar they gave me a life coaching diploma. Yes, I'm so proud of you. Well done. And now, of course, you can call yourself a professional life coach. You can see that I'm silent right now because I want you to think. Let's have this example. Let's say that is a psychiatrist, right? Which is someone close, or a counselor. And then they go a 2-day counseling course, and then they can have a diploma where they can practice counseling. Well, if I'm looking for a counselor, I'm bloody looking for someone that actually knows what they're doing. So now a lot of coaches, what they do, they sign up to a 2-day course and then they think that they are a professional coach. Now, actually, your journey just started. It's almost saying, I've just learned to ride a bicycle, I can compete for the Tour de France. Well, your journey just started, my friend, now it's time for training. Before I started charging for coaching, I think I've done more than 200 coaching sessions for free to make sure that I had the experience that whatever situation someone was throwing at me, or a client that I had, then I was prepared, I was ready for it. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Simone, you are crazy, you did 200 for free. But when I started charging, I was so good that my prices within a year, they started from £30 an hour when I started charging to £100 an hour within a year. And then the next year, it went to £500 an hour because I already had bloody 2 years behind my back of experience. So make sure that you put the work in. Make sure that you're not just going to these weekends, but you keep growing. And the way you keep growing is actually having practice. Because it's not that the more books you read, the more knowledge you have. You read the book, but then practice constantly with your clients. Practice constantly with friends. When I met Ben, the co-founder of GTEx, I'm a business partner, that's how we met. We met at a weekend, and then we started coaching each other because we wanted to become the best coaches on the market. And then life got us together and we started GTEx. So make sure that you put the work in, put the hours in, become a great coach. Don't rush the making money part, because the making money will come with your experience. The making money will come with your expertise. The making money will come when someone has a session with you and say, bloody hell, you changed my life. And I trust that I can recommend everyone else around me to work with you. And that's, if you have that, then you know that you are on the right track and you can charge for it. Now let's work on number 8. We are almost done. Number 8. And number 8 is all that matters is to give. Okay, all that is really important is to give. You just have to give. Give, 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 give. Well, the reality is that if you keep giving and giving and giving, then you're not getting anything in return. So a lot of people, they go into this industry, what they all think they do, they crew for events and they work for other people for free, and then they work for their mentors for free, and it's all part of their learning process. And please keep doing that, because I've done a lot of work for free. However, it arrives a point where you got to stop doing things for free and you got to start doing things for yourself. Instead of keep attending events, you arrive to a time when you start running events. Instead of keep giving and giving and giving stuff for free, it's time to start charging for it. And it's time to stop charging accordingly to your position in the marketplace. It's time to start to charge accordingly to your experience and expertise and a value that you can really bring to your clients. So right now, if you want to be a speaker and you've been attending now thousands of events, stop attending events. You've done enough. Please, 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 please. Now, spend time speaking at events. Now, every year I have about 200 speaking gigs, and I think I probably attend 1 or 2 events every year. That's it. All the events I attended, it might be my client's event because I support them running their own events. But apart from that, I will attend maybe one or two events or training every year. Why? Because then they give me enough to work for a year and craft those skills that I've learned. So please make sure you start running more things than the one that you can consume. Produce more content than the content you consume. And then you will find that you will become your position in the marketplace, and your experience and your ability to communicate your message will be so great that people will love to work with you. People will see you and you say, hey, you are amazing. I love you. Here's my credit card. Please take my money. Okay, I'm sure that we are on the same page. Then we have number 9, and number 9 is still about charging. There are people that give everything away for free, and they just give everything away. And then you have other people that are focused on charging high ticket items, high ticket courses, having high ticket clients. Now, I think that there is a big hype about these high ticket clients. Why? Because a lot of people, it seems they despise normal people that, not normal people, but they despise people that don't have maybe £10,000 or £20,000 or £30,000 or dollars to invest in a course. Now, the reality is that those people might be the very people that will need the most your support. So the question is, how can you make sure you support both ends? Well, first of all, make sure that you have a program or something that everyone could afford, where everyone could take and use it. Because I personally believe that if Tony Robbins, for example, did have a £10 program, or I remember the first time when I downloaded some free things from Tony Robbins, then I would have never started getting interested into this industry. So that's what got me up. And also, I didn't have any money. I was going on torrent, and I was going online and downloading all the trainings that I could find from Tony Robbins. And I'm not proud of that, but hey yo, resources, if you don't have the resources, you gotta be resourceful. And that's what I did. And then I made sure I paid Tony Robbins back by buying this program when I had the money. So make sure that you always find this place to help all the people that you can help. And stop being focused on getting these high ticket clients, because make sure first that you get results, and then people will naturally be attracted to you. Before, no one was attracted to me because I was no one. And then I started having millionaires, multimillionaires, property investors, and people that have been in this industry for decades that wanted to partner up with me because of how I became and the community that I've built and my position right now in the speaking industry. But it took me a while to get there. So make sure that stop chasing the high ticket client. Make sure you are constantly focused there to deliver the best you can for every client that you have. And then we are the last one. And the last one is, if you have a story, people will pay for it. This works, so this message works just for the people that do speaker training. Just for the speaker trainer that want to sell you a speaker's course. So you have an inspirational story. You have been through a lot in your life. There are people that need to hear that message. It's your duty to celebrate your life, and it's your duty to share that message so you can make an impact in the world. Now, because it's your duty, then make sure you be a great communicator and you're able to express this message, because those people will pay for you if you're able to express this message. So I will teach you how to express your message and make that impact in the world and make the income that you want. Sign up to my speaking course. That was a pretty good pitch, actually, but make sure that you don't fall into that trap, because yes, people will pay for you if you have a story to share. And it works. It works like magic. Having a story is what connects you with other people. But if you have just your story and nothing else, well, my friend, the speaking industry has changed. It's not anymore when Zig Ziglar was there that there were only few people that were speaking from stage. Now, there are hundreds of millions, written millions of speakers around there, and everyone has an incredible story to share. Otherwise, they wouldn't be speakers. So they all have an incredible story to share. So now the industry is shifting from storytelling, which is really important, but in giving knowledge and giving tips and giving something tangible that people can use, giving those strategies that people can use. Now, if the only strategies you're sharing is do your gratitude journal every day, well, my friend, a lot of people are saying that right now. Other millions of people are using that as well. So what is unique that you're bringing to the table? And how do you develop your uniqueness? With training and time, where you will find what is your unique message, where you will find what is your unique training style, and not just what is your unique voice. So guys, this one are my 10 top 10 lies that are in the personal development industry right now. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I did this because I wanted to start a conversation with you. So what I want you to do is, first of all, send me an email. Send me an email with your comments at Simone, SIMONE, at gtex.org.uk. Send me an email with your thoughts, send me an email with your comment, and I will reply to you on one of the next episodes of this podcast. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment, leave me a review. I would really appreciate it. Guys, from me is everything. Simone, Explode Your Coaching Business Show. These are the top 10 lies in the personal development industry. Stay tuned and see you next episode. Ciao.